Hi, hi everyone, and welcome to TWF Friday Night Smackdown. I, Tony Schiavone, Michael Cole, and Corey Graves here. And today on Friday Night Smackdown, we have with us here today, and today on Friday Night Smackdown, we're going to have a good show here today. We don't know what we're going to do here today, Tony Schiavone says, but hopefully it will be a good show. Well, you got that right, Michael Cole says. The toy wrestling gathering has been around for about 30 years, and we hopefully, we'll have a good show here today. Michael Cole says, well, Corey Graves said, hopefully we will have a good show here today. And hopefully we will have some, we're going to do something good to be here. Something good here today. On Friday Night Smackdown, Corey Graves says, only I can't believe we've been doing this for 30 years and we never know what we're doing. Corey Graves says, Oh, great. Here comes Seth Rollins now. Corey Graves said, my life just went from bad to worse. First off, it is me, Seth Rollins, sometimes called Seth freaking Rollins, like I have a middle name. Now, I have been in the toy wrestling gathering since 24 between YL when I first showed up years ago when I was in a Shield. And we all know my yesteryear folks don't need to go through it all. Former one-time WWE NXT heavyweight fighter, two-time WWE heavyweight fighter, two-time World Heavyweight fighter, two-time WWE land bodies fighter, and let's not forget about being a two-time W41 rights fighter. And that's just all the things I did in WWE. God knows I'm a two-time TWF heavyweight fighter, and that got me to thinking. I truly think that I should put my name in the hat, if there is a hat. It would probably be Jim Ross's hat, I guess. You put his name in. Or would it be John Brass? It would be Jim Ross's hat, I guess. And you just pull my name out of the hat, put my name in the hat, then I just pull it out. And I just put my name in the hat, someone pulls it out, like we're doing bingo, and goes, Seth Rollins, you're going to be the next one fighting for the TWF heavyweight and world heavyweight winnings. Like, I don't know if the fighting team, I don't know if the matchmaking team does it that way or not. Like, that would be funny. That would be funny if Hunter Hearst Helmsley and Godzilla, and who knows, maybe even Gil Kim, whoever rests on the, who rests in the fight, the matchmaking team, and they go, all right, we need to put names in the hat of folks, so we want to go after more next. They pull out my name. But I know that's not how it works. And I know at the end of the day, that's not how it works. And I know that I'm probably going to have to work for that right. And at the end of the day, I'm all about putting in the time, putting in the work. And I'm all about giving on look too, believe it or not. Alright? There are so many other wrestlers out there that want to say that they're the great in the world. But we all know the greats in the world never have to say they're great. Because they know they're great. If you got to go around saying you're the greatest in the world or this or that, then yeah. I don't call myself that because I know I'm good in it. Yeah, I'm talking about CM Punk, who always calls himself the best in the world, the great in the world. You got Adam Cole pulling that shit too. You had Adam Page doing it. You had Kenny Omega. And speaking of Kenny Omega, he's the one I do want to have a talk with. Because I do think that me and him, at the end of the day, could do something great together. Because I do have some on look for him. So, if you want to come out here Well, Tony Schiavone said here's Kenny Omega now. And Seth Rollins and Kenny Omega, the last time they ever fought was last year at the Living Sagas, Tony Schiavone said, when Seth Rollins' team beat the Kenny Omega team. Tony Schiavone says. That's right, Michael Cole says. That's the only last time those two's ever fought. And now Kenny Omega is no longer with Osiris anymore, or the Jackal anymore, since he fired him and took Adam Page and Adam Cole on as his new buyers. Michael Cole says. Yeah, Corey Graves says, when you're a man like the Jackal is or Osiris is, your buyers can't be losers. And let's face it, Kenny Omega happens to be the real's biggest loser now because he haven't done anything cool since what he did like many years ago. Corey Graves says, alright, Seth Rollins, you wanted me out here, Kenny Omega says. And I'll tell you something, Seth Rollins. I am a follower of your work. You know, you've done a lot of cool things, you know. And you've done things that I wish I could have done. But anyway, me and you are kind of alike. You know, we both did things that no one thought we would do. Like you went on to become the WWE NXT heavyweight fighter, and the two-time WWE heavyweight fighter, two-time world heavyweight fighter, four-time WWE Raw tag team fighter, two-time WWE 4-1 rights fighter, two-time WWE Inter-landed body fighter, and I went on to be AEW tag team fighter, one-time AEW heavyweight fighter, one-time AEW free man tag team fighter, IW heavyweight fighter, AAA heavyweight fighter, IW heavyweight fighter. Yeah. Yes, you went on to do all of those things, Kenny Omega. I'll give that to you. But here's the thing, Seth Rollins says. Here's the thing. The thing is that you never were bold enough to ever go to WWE. I mean, you like to tell everyone that you never were in WWE. You like to go and tell everyone that you never went to WWE, you never worked for them, but I don't think that's true. You were in WWE for 3 months in 2005, YL. You were in DSW. You didn't like how they ran things and you left. But anyway, I do got a lot of onlook for you. And I do think me and you should have that match. Well, why should we be wrestling for, Seth? You know? Because whoever wins is going to have the right to go against Mora for the TWF heavyweight and world heavyweight winnings. That's why I think we should need to fight. So, if you think that we both should fight, then by all means, let's do it. Well, here comes Astronomer now. Alright, I can't stand up now. Alright, Seth Rollins, Kenny Omega, if you two want to fight here today on Friday Night Smackdown, then I'll do it. Here today on Friday Night Smackdown, we will see, you know, Seth Rollins fight Kenny Omega, and the winner will get the right, you know, to fight Mora for the TWF heavyweight and world heavyweight winnings. Well, we just heard from Astronomer, Tony Schiavone says, making a match between Seth Rollins and Kenny Omega, and whoever wins will get the right to fight Mora for the TWF heavyweight and world heavyweight winnings, Tony Schiavone says. That's right, Michael Cole says. It's going to be between Seth Rollins and Kenny Omega, and who's going to win this match? Well, I don't really like Seth Rollins that well. I don't really like Kenny Omega that well, you know. But I think it's going to be one hell of a match, one hell of a fight. I don't like them, Tony or Michael. Either way, I don't. This is for whoever wins will have the right to fight Mora for the TWF heavyweight and world heavyweight winnings at Halloween Havoc or Hallow Evening Madness next NXT. Ding. And Seth Rollins taking down Kenny Omega with a body slam. Seth Rollins with a clothesline. Seth Rollins is the first time Seth Rollins has had the one-on-one match with Kenny Omega. Tony Schiavone says, yeah, it is, Michael Cole says. Both men are well on-looked. Both men are seem to be locker room leaders of either WWE or AEW, Michael Cole says. But not to be said there. Oh! And right now, Seth Rollins picking Kenny Omega up again. With another weird body slam, Tony Schiavone says. Oh, a drop kick. Well, I'll tell you one, Tony Schiavone says. I'll tell you one thing, Michael Cole says. I wonder what happens if Seth Rollins does the curve stomp to Kenny Omega. Or what happens if Kenny Omega does his hold to him. Oh, Kenny Omega just knocked down Seth Rollins. Kenny Omega picking up Seth Rollins in a body slam. Kenny Omega, the first AEW doll to come to the TWF in 2021 while last year. Tony Schiavone said. Yes, he is, Michael Cole says. And he just dropped the elbow down on Seth Rollins. Yeah, well, that's good for you to know, Corey Graves said. You don't even know what Kenny Omega's end hold is. And yes, he came to the Toy Wrestling Gathering, the first AEW. He was a 2-diff AEW doll to come from the Toy Wrestling Gathering last year in 2021 YL. Corey Graves says. And now he thinks he's Randy Savage, dropping elbow drops on everyone. And now Kenny Omega thinks he's going to do his offshoot of the curve stomp. You know, and Kenny Omega believes he's going to be the one fighting Mora for the TWF heavyweight and world heavyweight winnings, Tony Schiavone says. Well, I can tell you one thing, Michael Cole said, whoever wins this match is going to have the right to fight Mora for the TWF heavyweight and world heavyweight winnings. 1, 2, and only a kick out. Well, Corey Graves says, I'm going to tell you right now, no way Seth Rollins is going to lose to Kenny Omega. No way Kenny Omega lose to Seth Rollins. And Seth Rollins just dropped Kenny Omega, and now, curse stomped him down. And this is over here. 1, 2, 3. Ding, ding, ding. Here is your winner, and now has the right to fight. Here is your winner. And then the next one to fight Mora for the TWF heavyweight and world heavyweight winnings, Seth Rollins. Well, Seth Rollins helps Kenny Omega up. They both shake hands, and that's going to be the end of it. Tony Schiavone says here today on Friday Night Smackdown, and we all knew that that was going to. Ow. We all know that was, a good match. Tony Schiavone said between Seth Rollins and Kenny Omega, two wrestlers who may never truly fight in true life, but at least they fought here today in the Toy Wrestling Gathering on Friday Night Smackdown. Tony Schiavone said, yes, they did, Michael Cole says. We saw a great match between Seth Rollins and Kenny Omega here today on Friday Night Smackdown. And now one's going to fight Mora now for the TWF heavyweight and world heavyweight winnings. I'll tell you right now, Corey Graves says, I don't really like Kenny Omega that much. I really don't like Seth Rollins that much. But I do gotta say, it was a great match. It was a great fight. Alright, we'll take it away with Jim Ross. Thank you, Tony Schiavone and Michael Cole. I'm going to be talking with the one who now is going to be facing Mora for the TWF heavyweight and world heavyweight winnings. Alright, Seth Rollins. You beat Kenny Omega. You're now going to be fighting Mora next week for the TWF Heavyweight and World Heavyweight winnings. It's like this, JR. It's like this, Jim Ross. I beat Kenny Omega. I beat what some say was the greatest wrestler to ever wrestle in AEW. Anyway, now I'm going to be facing Mora for the TWF Heavyweight and World Heavyweight winnings. And soon, I will be the... I'm Buttercup. And soon I'll be fighting Mora for the TWF Heavyweight and World Heavyweight winnings. See, I didn't know that I was going to be facing Kenny Omega today. And yeah, hell, he might be... Hell, I do got a lot of onlook for him. You know? But I'm the one who ended up beating him. It could have gone either way. He could have beaten me. I could have beaten him. Well, you're right about that, Jim Ross said. It could have gone either way between you and Kenny Omega. But at the end of the day, you ended up beating Kenny Omega. You're going to fight Mora now. And so, what's going to be your game goal? I don't know what my game goal is going to be. But I could tell you what. I'm going to have a great match. A wonderful fight. You know, with Mora, and then I'm going to become the TWF Heavyweight and World Heavyweight fighter. Fuck. Well, that's all my time. Well, that was my talk with Seth Rollins. Back to you, Tony Schiavone, and Michael Cole. Thank you, Jim Ross, for talking with Seth Rollins here today on Friday Night Smackdown. And that's all the time we got here for Friday Night Smackdown. I, Tony Schiavone, Michael Cole, and Corey Graves. We hope you like Friday Night Smackdown, and we'll see you tomorrow for Rampage or Ram Through.